Good day, folks. Welcome to another edition of On the Bench at Sport Fishing on the Fly. Today I'm going to tie for you my red-headed stranger. This is a leech I've been using lately in the lower mainland here and having lots of success with. So I thought I'd share the pattern with you. Make sure you have these materials ready before you tie the fly. For hook, I'm using a Firehole 718, size 12. You could use you could use a straight shank if you wanted. For a bead, I'm using a small red glass bead. Thread, I'm using 12-aught nano silk in black. For the underneath the tail and the body, I'm using Semperfli Gala and Red Blend flash, part of their new blended flashes. And for the tail and the collar, I'm using black rabbit strip. Just going to place my hook in the vise here. Stir my thread. I'm going to bring it back to the bend here. Just snip that off. Run it back up. So I've just taken a chunk of the flash, probably about, I don't know, like 15 or so. And I'm just going to even them up here. Tie these in right here. Bring it all the way back to the bend. You could do this with different color flashes as well. I like this one because it's got red, it's got blue, gold, black, all different colors in it. I'm just going to take a little piece of the rabbit strip and pull it off the hide here. I don't want too much. I want the flash showing underneath that tail when the fish are coming up. I'm just going to tie it on top here. And then bring my thread forward. And then for the body, I've been taking just a couple of pieces of the flash, probably around 3 or 4 pieces, somewhere in there. Making sure that I have a little bit of the of both colors in there, the red and the black blended color. It's almost like a mosaic. It's quite nice. And I'm just going to build a little body with this, just by wrapping it up the hook. I probably got about 4 or 5 pieces here. Oh, the camera there. And then just tie that off. I tied an olive leech a couple weeks ago and it's very similar to this. For the dubbing loop, I'm just going to pull a few inches of thread out here, wrap it back around the hook there, and then make a couple of wraps with my bobbin, so that I have a little loop here. Insert my dubbing twister. I'm going to apply a little bit of wax because it's nano silk. It's a GSP. It's very slippery thread, so I like to have just a little bit of grip on there. And now I'm going to take my rabbit strip and I have a Stonfo clip, one of these small clips. I'm just going to grab a little piece of that rabbit strip with it, cut it off the hide. Now I'm going to insert it into my dubbing noodle. And now it's a little bit too long. It'll come back and cover the whole body if it's that long, so I like to pull it to what length I want it, and then just trim it carefully. You could trim it beforehand too, probably a little bit easier. And then just give this a spin to get it started. Spin that up into a nice hackle. And now I'm going to grab my hackle pliers and grab onto it with. It's easier than wrapping it with the dubbing tool. And now I'm just going to wrap it as a collar. You can sweep it back with your fingers here. It's a pretty thick collar. I like it to stand out when the water hits it a little bit. I'm just going to tie that off. And then snip that away. And I usually just take a little, like my little Velcro brush, and go around it. Make sure the hackle isn't trapped anywhere. And then just sweep it back and tie it off. And whip finish. And that's it, my red-headed stranger leech. Make sure you give that a try. It's got some interesting colors in it that I think the trout are attracted to. Bonus points for anyone who can tell me this fly, who it's named after, in the comments. Oh, just gonna snip my nano silk off. Thank you for joining me on this edition of On the Bench. Take care, everyone, and tight lines.